Hi beauties, it's Jean with Beauty and the Stamper, and we are going to do a paper pumpkin alternative. This is the Life is Sweet from June 2024, and last night we had our paper pumpkin put together. Lots of fun. We put together our regular cards, and I will show you. This was one. This was another one of how they were made. So we made them just as is. And then after we make the first ones as is, then we go in to our alternatives. So I'm going to show you my alternatives. We've got this one. It says Miss You. And then we've got this one. I just love the cherries. It says Hello Sweet Friends. And as you can see, I've colored the dots, and I'll show you shortly how I do that. Another cherry with Hello Sweet Friend. Now, one of the other gals made this alternative, and I just loved it. So I made it as well. This was Julie Bertzloff who did that. And here's another one. I had so many peaches left over. And then this one. And this was a whole saying, and I just cut it out. And I flipped the leaves over and used the white instead of the green. And then colored again the dots. And then finally, I ran out of all my cards and bases, so I just used a white, basic white, thick, and again flipped that over, used some vellum behind it. Came with a thanks stamp set, so I'll show you. These are all the stamps that came with it. And as you can see, I've got so much more. Well, you can't see, but I've got tons of extra supplies. So we're going to make one more card, and then I think I'll be done for the most part. But this was a really cute card, and I used the Mediterranean, I think it's called Mediterranean Blooms, and the designer series paper. And I'm going to do that again. So let's go ahead, and we're going to just make a whole new card. And for my base, it's a basic white thick. And of course I have stuff spread all over the place. But I'm going to go ahead and first burnish this down really well. Then I'm going to take a Stampin' Right marker, and I'm just going to flick some yellow dots on here. I'm only really putting it on this side because this side's going to have some designer series paper. So gave it a little bit of texture there. And then I cut some designer series paper. I didn't really measure it. I just kind of wanted to get that lemon in there. And then I had this one left over from that last card that I did. Oh, I'm so sorry. I've got some dirty nails. I've been cleaning this morning. So pardon my dirty nails. Those will be painted later on today. So what I want to do here is I'm going to put this just like this. I love that little bit of blue in there. So first things first, I'm going to take, and I am going to get out this here, the glue. Well, that's a lot of glue there. And I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm just going to put a strip here. Okay. There's definitely easier ways to do this, but I'm going to put this right down there. I don't want the strip to be too big, but I do want it to be straight. And so that is why I use the glue. And I think that is good. So I'm going to glue this one down right there. And again, because it's glue, I have a little bit of room to play with it. And there we go. All right, so I've got that settled. Now, this one here, I'm going to put this top back on. These lemons here, they match very nicely with the lemons, but look at the leaves. I don't care for those leaves. So I'm going to get out my Stampin' Blends Old Olive. I'm going to start with the light. And I'm going to color that in. But I'm going to leave a little bit of marking there. So, and you just have to kind of trust the process on this one. I'm going to do the same thing here. We're just creating some veins here. And then when I'll go back in with the dark. So this is the light one. Then I'm going to go back in with some dark. And the only thing that's really going to be showing is a very little bit of that, little bit. And that creates some veins, just like on here, there's some little veins. So I'm going to use the other side because this one, I color my dots. I really should have 2 sets of these markers because I color my dots. And when I do that, it sometimes frays. I'm just going to go in here again. And you'll see how it adds those nice leaves. It's got a little tint of yellow, so I don't know if you know, leaves do have some yellow in it. So it really gives that true leaf feel. So there we go, much better match to go on here. Now, speaking of matching, I also want my leaves, and there's some little vellum leaves on here, and I want my leaves to be matching as well. So I'm going to go through here, and we're going to color these leaves. And I just have it down on a scratch piece of paper. I mean, you've got all these different speckles and colors. You can definitely tell it's a scratch pad. And I'm doing this all beforehand, and that is so it gives time to dry. And I just want these leaves to be able to be seen. So rather than having them white, I'm going to blend that in. So there's definitely going to be a number of tips and techniques in this video, like coloring this. I'm going to actually add some dark as well. And with this one, I'm not too worried about the fraying. But you'll see there's different colors when I'm doing this by just using those 2 different blends as well. So this is just a fun, it's not necessarily mixed media, but it reminds me of mixed media because we're doing so many fun techniques on here. So I'm going to let those dry, and while those are drying, I'm going to come and bring out, look at all my extra dots, and I've used dots on every project so far. So I'm going to take my dots and I like putting 3 dots. So I'm just going to color 3 dots here. And I could have done them in any color. In fact, I think I will put this away and see if I have maybe a night of navy. I do. And we'll color a night of navy because these are my last dots. So we will see if maybe the night of navy will be better. That way we have an idea and it gives them time to dry again. Because I'll tell you, if you don't give it time to dry, you could end up with a lot of these little speckles in different colors. But look how pretty. Maybe I'll use both or all 3. But we're going to set those aside to dry. Next, we're going to do our stamping. And I want to use this one that says, sending a big squeeze. So I've put the paper down and look, it's too big. And I don't want to put it sideways. And I don't want my card to be like this because then the lemons are wrong. And I just don't have the good layout. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out my little snips. And I am just going to go between sending A and big squeeze. And we're going to cut it. So don't worry, because watch. We can put it right back together. And it's going to say, sending a big squeeze. You're going to be fine. You'll never be able to tell. But I want it to be up and down. So I'm going to put this here. Put it upside down so that I could see exactly where everything's going. So sending a big squeeze. It looks like it's kind of straight. And then I'm going to push that down. Yeah. It's straight enough. Let me just see if I could straighten it out anymore. Okay. So then I need to decide what color I want this to go in. And I think because I'm going to have so much yellow and green, I'm going to move that Night of Navy color in. So I'm going to put some Night of Navy. And the color it came with was Shy Shamrock. But like you can see, I'm not using the Shy Shamrock. So I'm just going to tap, tap, tap here. And I'm going to put this right here in the middle. So it says right there, send in a big squeeze in that Night of Navy. So we know that it is going to stand out. So we do have that in there. And then while I do that, I'm going to get out my chamois because I will end up with Night of Navy all over my skin. That's just who I am as a person. And so I love having that chamois nearby. And then when I put it back on here, I'm going to put it back on here the way that it should read. So sending A, and then I'm going to try and line it up the best I can, but I'm not real worried about it at this point. And you can see that it's going to say sending a big squeeze all together. You just need to line it up properly. So I am really, really enjoying this one. All right, so let's go ahead and we're going to see how well that matches. We're going to get these guys out. I'm just going to kind of glue. Well, I think I'm not going to glue. I think I'm going to use my Stampin' Seal. And I'm going to put some Stampin' Seal right here. And we're going to put those. One right here. And then we'll put another one right there. And now we've got our lemons here. And I'm going to take my first lemon and I'm going to put that one right down. Trying to decide first before it goes down. I think I'm going to have this one up a little bit more. Like that. And then this one is going to come down. But I'm going to have that one popped up. And now I'm looking, and I'm not loving that bluish color. So I'm going in with even a lighter color just to get rid of that blue. But I still want it to show some light. So this one is a granny apple green, which still has some yellow in it, so we're good. This is going to blend everything together as well. Yeah. You never know with me. I'm not loving that yellow. Or it's actually a little bit of a blue tint. I have to be careful here. Okay, there we go. Then I've got this, and I do have leftover Stampin' Dimensionals here. And I just use that Stampin' Dimensionals. I am not worried about how much I use because they always send enough. I'm going to put that one there. And we'll put that one there. And let me know, because I know today is 4th of July when this is coming out. So I want you guys to let me know what you did today or what you're doing today. If you're like me and you're in Arizona, most of us have pool days happening just to stay warm. I mean, to stay cool out in the warmth. Okay, I think we're going to go right here. There we go. And we definitely need some dots. So let's go ahead and finish this off. And what are we thinking? Are we thinking some blues, greens, or a little bit of both? Let's see. I think we're going to start off with the blue just to get that in there. So I've got one here. And we'll put another one right here. And then we'll put one more right down here. And what do you think? Do you think we need green? To add a couple green on there? I think we're good. I think it brings just enough of that blue in there. So here we go. This is another card alternative made from the scraps left over from Paper Pumpkin. There's definitely so much more. And what I didn't show you is you could color these just the way we did, but you could use your blenders and blend these and make it any color that you need, and it'll still have that nice shininess. Let's see if I have one here to show you. Yes. So you could see I just used the Poppy Parade, And I put that on there with a blending brush, and you can see that sparkle. So, all right, beauties, I hope you like this. You guys, next month you have until July 10th to order the next paper pumpkin, and the box alone is beautiful. So, just the box is beautiful, but we get together every month and have put-togethers live. It doesn't cost anything. We just put together our paper pumpkins, and I hope you'll join us, and make sure I'll leave the link down below and you could subscribe to your paper pumpkin. All right, have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you later. Bye.